evening, freaks. I'm here to give the collective a read straight from the hip with lots of lip and also to dive into some astro talk while we look at the energies in play with this action-packed lunar cycle that's getting kicked off with this Scorpio full moon penumbral lunar eclipse. It's a subtle influence, this eclipse. It's not as much of a bang as the other influences we got in play. We do have this moon coming in opposite Uranus, so we know about that. That's that wild card element, the unpredictability. Anything can happen. This astrology is hot for sure. We got all the usual cast of characters in play. We got Aries front and center, Taurus, of course. It's Taurus's solar return. Happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there. But with you holding down that north node of destiny and with Aries going to be taking over that position in July, you are still front and center. Of course, Scorpio, it is your full moon and you are holding down the south node. Naturally, Scorpio will be heading into Libra for that south node position when we hit July. So again, Libra front and center. And with the precession of the equinoxes, actually everything is going down in that constellation of Libra. So this is really a big balancing the scales time karmically. We do need to bring this up because the main star of the show really is a fixed star that's in that constellation of the scales, and that is Zubnel Ganubi. Zubnel Ganubi is opposite Uranus, okay, so it's bringing more of that wild card influence. But with the degree that Scorpio moon is coming in, it puts it at a part of the scales where it's about balance due, okay? So there is a real time of paying the piper right now. And we're going to see this start to play out. Some of you may see it really happen in the area of finances and material possessions. You might experience some kind of reversal that would be very typical for this cycle that we're moving through. This cycle is going to be in play for a long time, okay? Because it is kind of that sandwich. It's the sandwich to that Aries new moon, double new moon solar eclipse that came in back on 420. All right. So with this influence coming in with the full moon in Scorpio today, which occurred earlier today at 1:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Very significant timing as well with this moon, divine timing, right on time. Help is on the way to balance out those scales where things have seemed unjust, unfair, or like people got away with certain things. Things are going to be coming to light. There's going to be a certain radical honesty coming forward in this cycle, and it may sting. All right. These energies are going to be in play for some time. And Libras, let me get the comments on here so I can see them as they come in. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Libras who are born before October 14th will really be feeling this significantly. What happens now is so pivotal to where you will find yourself once your solar return rolls around, Libra. Okay, so something really significant is happening at this time. Pay attention. All Libras will feel it, but especially those born heading right into that third decanate of Libra, which begins on October 13th. All right. So this is that influence of Libra where Libra really marries with that Scorpio energy. It's the more iron fist in that velvet glove side of Libra. And it's partnering with that Scorpio energy. So a lot going on here, This has been really dynamic astrology. Of course, we're in a Mercury retrograde. We also got Pluto retrograde. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. So the main thing you need to be aware of with this lunar cycle is we're looking at gotcha energy, right? That's where Maybe you thought something slid beneath the radar. This could even be with ways we deceive ourselves, lies we tell ourselves, or thinking about, maybe ways we moved that wasn't on the up and up, wasn't the best way to move. We think we got away with it. We didn't. Or maybe you feel like there's some sense of injustice or things just aren't fair because you see certain people move in a certain way and they're getting away with it and it looks like they got advantage, right? So this is a case where you see like the tables start to turn, all right? There's going to be a lot going down. And like I said, this is in play for quite a while. The influence of this lunar cycle will be felt all the way until October 14th of this year. So we got some months. We got some months to work with this energy. This is really when things start to kick off very powerfully, though, in just finding out where the karmic work is to be done, where things do need to be balanced. This is about really looking at what you have due on your end. And for some of you, that may mean just kind of towing the line, wrapping up old cycles, accepting harsh truths. It's going to be a stinger, okay? What comes through will sting. It's the fiercer side of the Scorpio energy. It's when the stinger comes out because there's a sense of vulnerability around what's coming up. And let's be mindful of that as we move through this cycle. We have to look at the influence of that star, that fixed star, Zubnel Ganubi, that is occurring in that balancing of scales, karmic scales portion of that constellation of Libra. It's so important at this time that we really remember where we can get tripped up. Look for themes of obstacles, blockages, grudges, lies, falls from favor, even adverse health conditions, all of this can come forward at this time, as can aggression. That's that wild card influence. Zub Nel Ganubi is not an easy ride, okay? It's a fiercer side. It's when you get a surprise that leaves a nasty taste in your mouth. It's when you get your wishes fulfilled and it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's when you thought that something was a great idea and it was fun at the time, but it leaves you, with something that lingers behind that has you rethinking that. Okay. So it's when the just desserts, don't taste as sweet. Don't taste as sweet for the person who indulged, but maybe for those who feel like they were wrong, they get to feel like maybe there is some kind of balance or fairness in the world. And thus also lies the challenge of not moving into the shadow yourself. If you find yourself on that end where people are starting to be held accountable or finally truths come forward, though harsh, that allow you to move forward. It's about not getting stuck in that sort of like lower vibe, grudge energy, that never works out. So we need to temper ourselves at this time. The next new moon will be coming in on May 19th. That will be in the sign of Taurus. Okay, so we got a lot going on. You can see just by, tapping into the astrological lineup that there's so much happening with all of these nodes of destiny in play. And we, of course, have Aquarius front and center just because Pluto went into Aquarius. So Aquarius is playing a big role in all of this, and we do have that Uranus energy that's in opposition. But it's the fixed star that is the star of the show. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into a collective read. I'm also going to do a reading series where we're going to look at this whole astrological cycle, and that will be coming in for each individual sign. I'll be kicking it off with Taurus. I'll get the first one of those out tomorrow. Okay, it is Taurus's solar return, so they always get to go first in line. Whoever's having their birthday, that sign gets to go first in line in terms of who gets the first read for any new series that comes out during their solar return cycle. So Taurus will get the first one up, and it really will be looking at the time period from now all the way until October 14th, right? So quite a good chunk of time there. It'll get you through, into the fall. And I'll get each of you taken care of. All the signs will get that read. I'm also finishing up the very last read for the spring fever wildcard love read for Pisces today. And then on Tuesday, after my break, I will be back to let you all know what 3 signs had the highest views on that reading series, and we'll be getting the bonus read in May. All right, so everybody gets a chance to be first in line around here. This read is going to be for all signs. Okay, it's a collective read. Tap into your intuition to feel out how it's speaking to you. Flip-flop roles where you need to. I will call out signs as it's applicable. Do be mindful that it's for any strong sign placement. So that could be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, or a loaded house for that sign. That really opens things up. We all have some degree of the signs in our charts, okay, even if it's just an empty house sitting there. And we also get progressions that happen in our charts, and so that can set things too. So just be open-minded, tune into the energy. You'll know how it speaks to you. Flip-flop roles and genders and all that action around as you need to. I deliver the messages as they come out. I think that I'm going to go ahead and kind of look at this as I've been doing, breaking it up by elementals, okay? And we'll go ahead and just start with, we're going to go ahead and start with Earth, though, for this one, since we're done with that Aries point deal, and we'll look at what's coming in for Earth sign collective first, starting with Taurus, since it is their solar return. So let's have a look here. Bottom of the deck energy, we got the 4 of Hearts. It's coming up in the shadows, so we know that now we get to see what's on the other side. It's never fun when we have to pay the piper, right? It's never fun when we have to hear some harsh truths. It's never fun when we get a surprise that, throws us off kilter or has us regretting certain choices we made. It's never easy to see the rough side of, some of our actions and the way we pay a price for those when we move out of integrity. All of these themes are coming forward on one level or another. Now, with lies, it can also be the lies we tell ourselves. So, this also means understanding our role in situations, the parts we've played, how we contributed to it, even if it just means we stayed put in a situation where, it wasn't equitable, it wasn't right, it wasn't fair, okay? That's all a matter of personal responsibility and accountability, and that's certainly going to come forward at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these cards out on the board, and we will look at all of them, see what's coming in for everybody. So we're going to start it with Earth, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, what is coming in with this full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? What is coming in this lunar cycle, getting kicked off with this Scorpio full moon, lunar eclipse for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? Something's coming to light for you. I can tell you that right now. We'll look deeper into that and get a little clarification, all that action for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and go in reverse. That'll help me keep track of everything. It is a Scorpio full moon, so let's do water next. What is coming in for water collective, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, with this Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse? Scorpios, you may be dealing with an earth sign, a masculine in particular. Okay, a couple cards here. Water may be having something go on with earth. You might have strong earth in your chart. There's definitely some masculine influence here, fire sign energy for water collective. And it looks like there's a motion toward Earth as well. Some Earth connection, okay? I'm just going to call it out as I see it as it comes in. We'll piece together the stories and get a clearer view. What is coming in for Fire Sign Collective, since Fire wanted to jump on in, jump ahead? That's happened actually in some reads recently. So I feel like Fire is really forward right now, wanting to make moves and see. Okay, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We only got one light card came out for Fire. All right, we'll see what that's about. Looks like you all made some kind of decision not too long ago. You actually have chosen to take a particular action. I feel like you're in the process of doing that, Fire. And finally, air. What is coming in for air sign collective with this full moon in Scorpio, lunar eclipse cycle, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius? What is coming in for air sign collective with this lunar cycle, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius? What's coming in for air sign collective this cycle, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius? Air's like, I'm going to go and chill out away from all this action. And as I said that, out came a card. Face up too. It's funny because most of these cards came out face down, but air is like face up. Let's do this. Okay, very straightforward. Your energy is very straightforward and matter of a fact right now. Air, I'm getting that pretty strongly. So let's have a look at this. Let's see what's coming in. 1724 on the clock. All right, so we got for Earth sign collective, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, something that was hidden. This is my hidden title card. I'm getting this as some kind of soul contract I got. This was some kind of hidden connection, a connection that was going on behind the scenes. I feel like it's come to an end with the 10 of spades here, all right? But the 10 of spades is in the light. So that lets me know that whatever this hidden connection was, though it came to an end, there's still like some cleanup work around this. And I believe it's something about the truth coming forward in a situation. Hey, Angela, good to see you. It's something about the truth coming forward in a situation about an agreement that went on in some connection between two people. But for some reason, this connection was behind the scenes. I can see this currently with what's on the board. This could apply interpersonally, as in a relationship, could possibly have had to deal with a fire sign just because I saw that king of clubs over in that water pile jump on over and cover this earth sign. So it could have been with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius king. Fire sign could factor strongly in this situation. It might have been something that could have been, again, clubs can be business. They can also be passion. Okay. So I would say it would be something that was either like an affair. I just got office romance could have been the case for some of you. Something that was going on at work. This could be you had something going on at work with somebody, or maybe somebody you've been connected with has. Something that there's something hidden here though, and it is in the shadow, and we got to look at what's going on with this lunar cycle. So something's coming to light around this. It's sort of like, okay, it may have come to an end, and that's good and all, but there's still some cleanup work to do around that. Like, it's almost like having this come up and out is sort of like the price that has to be paid. It's like leaves the bitter taste in the mouth. Okay, let's get some information about this. Give some more clarification on this for Earth sign collective, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What's going on in this situation? I could also see this in a business situation, like somebody took a side deal, cut another out. So that too, there is a strong like financial economic piece that's front and center. with this lunar cycle. So I could see this too. Somebody taking advantage of another financially, ripping somebody off, cutting them out of a deal, going against contractual agreements. This kind of action, whatever was done in the dark is coming out. It's being hidden. I believe also when this truth comes out, it will cause an ending. Yeah, we got something that really doesn't want to be looked at. Shadow card flew out onto the floor. Yes, this is around money. This is around money for a lot of you with the 10 of diamonds. This is also potentially around an established relationship, a marriage, a committed relationship, live-in arrangement with the 10 of diamonds there. I do believe there's finances, there's assets involved. Again, strong, like hidden connection that causes disruption, upheaval, and ending, could cause financial loss. Could be related to business, could be related to an office romance, could be related to an affair, fire sign energy, factoring strongly. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all right? It could be this is coming in too. It could be that Earth is wanting to blow a cover on this and fire is coming in to try to suppress the truth. I can see that. The fire coming in to cover, there might be some dynamic involved here too. There could be a little bit of like trying to cut a deal with somebody too. I got like hush money. Yeah, I mean, somebody here is very focused on the money with the 9 of diamonds. This is independent energy, okay? It is independent financial wealth. Money is factoring strongly in this situation. I see this largely as a business situation. Look, work, 3 of diamonds coming up in the shadows. So something shady's been going on here around finances, something that needs to be looked at. It definitely affects the stability, and this is going to come to light with the 4 of diamonds here, right? You need to be live to this. You need to be live to this. Let's get you some guidance. Let's get you some guidance. We want some details, don't we? I want some details. Let's find out. Let's find out who's involved in these situations. So, I mean, check out your chart. Where do you have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in your chart? You'll want to look there. This could let you know where there's been some kind of shady dealings, all right, and what area of your life it may be affecting, and what needs to be done to balance this out. And you'll know what side you're on. Also, even if you don't have any of those signs in your chart, you still have the houses, okay? So Taurus is the 2nd house. And that deals with finances, business, what you value. And then we have Virgo is the 6th house. That's all about work, okay? Work and routine. And then we have Capricorn is the 10th house, and that's like your brand, public reputation, your standing, how you're perceived by the public, okay? So all of these elements are factoring into this situation. And there's something that has been suppressed, something that's been hidden. And I believe it's about 2 people that have been working together behind the scenes. Again, 9 of Pentacles is showing up on the bottom of the deck for this earth energy here. Ooh, yeah. The omniscient God, submission to higher order, identifies traitors and destroys their plans. Okay, so somebody has been in cahoots. That's what I got, Earth. Somebody's been in cahoots. You got to pick what side you're on. Ted just said yes. Is it you, or is it somebody you've been dealing with? Somebody's been in cahoots. This has big faction energy. People teaming up with each other behind the scenes. There's a lot of shadiness around money involved. I do see that something's going to come to light that's going to put an end to this. All right. It's going to put an end to this. And with the 4 of diamonds coming up in the light, this preserves somebody's security by getting this information. But this is going to be a bitter truth, man. This is going to be a bitter truth. But somebody is going to be able to protect what they built for themselves with the 9 of diamonds to 4 of diamonds here. Whoever's been doing this, like working behind the scenes, in this negative way, it's not going to work out the way they think it does. You know, this is going to come to light, and it's going to be a big financial loss. It's going to be a big loss and a loss of stability for this person, okay? In some cases, legal proceedings could be involved with that submission to higher order. There's karma to pay here. And whoever's been working against you, or whoever you've been working against, you know, because really in these situations, it can play out on both sides. You're going to know what side you're on. We're talking to a collective here. That's a lot of people. All right. You're not all like pristine, hands clean, right? We have to look at all of these things when we're calling this energy in. We're in a big karmic settling cycle. We're at the tail end of the Kali Yuga. This is what happens. During the Kali Yuga, lies are exposed. What's false has to come crumbling down. That's the way it is. And we're moving into the dawning of the age of Aquarius. That means we start fresh, clean slate. We build brand new. But first, we got to tear down everything that's been false. And it's not easy work. It's not easy work to be in the Scorpio South Node and looking at all the shadow stuff and all the stuff we don't want to look at, everything we fear. You know, but this is the work at hand, and it's what's required. So none of us is free of this, all right? So we all have to look at these elements in play. Give us some more information for Earth Sign Collective in regard to this during this lunar cycle. What can Earth Sign Collective do? What can they do to move through the situation in an empowering way? What guidance do you have? Spiritual guidance for Earth Sign Collective in dealing with this matter. Spiritual guidance for Earth Sign Collective in dealing with this matter. Okay, crossing influence. They're giving you a suggestion for the kind of action you need to take. This is in reverse, 5 of Wands. Okay, stop competing, stop fighting, stop the drama. All right, God, listening, and concealment. Politics, ambition, wins judgments, and protects all those who seek the truth. It was in reverse, okay? So it was in reverse and it was moving out. So again, I feel like this is coming in for a lot of Earth signs where there's something coming out about, you know, something that was done in the dark, and it involves like factions. Like I was saying, you know, that's what politics is all about. It's about dividing lines. It's about opposition. It's about people working at odds against each other. Okay. And that factors into this situation. Money is involved, could be serious, like committed relationship involved with the 10 of diamonds as well. This could be a case, like I said, I do pick up that element just with the club energy. It could have been like business mixed with pleasure, or somebody wanted to get some money out of somebody. And there was like a little manipulation involved in that with maybe sexual enticement, something along these lines. It's something that was hidden. Two people that were working together. This also could be just like straight up business. This could also be the case of an inheritance, okay? An inheritance and moving unethically in regard to an inheritance, trying to get your hands on something that's not yours, something along these lines. It's very clear. And I do feel like just with the way when I started shuffling for Water Collective, okay, that King of Clubs just flew out face up and slid right on top of this earth pile here. So I feel like there's a fire sign energy that's making moves real fast. Maybe suppress something that wants to come out. Maybe to suppress something that wants to come out, and somebody might be wanting to take advantage of that situation because they know they got this person kind of by the balls. And so they might be trying to get something out of it. Like, well, you want me to be quiet? Then you can do this for me. There is that energy. And this is definitely this kind of atmosphere with this astrology. It's the stinger side of Scorpio. That's what this astrology is about. Okay. It's also like this is the time when, you know, that big Ma'at energy, you know, she comes forward. Is your heart lighter than the feather? Most people are going to find it ain't. you know, and there is a price to pay, you know. Most of us are going to have to, pay some kind of price. We're all going to have to pay some kind of price, even if it was just that we didn't allow ourselves to see the truth of the situation. Hey, good to see you, Jer. Even if it was just we didn't allow ourselves to see the truth in a situation, or we made excuses for people, whatever, all of us have something like difficult to swallow that we got to address in this lunar cycle. And I feel like that's really going to be front and center. It's kind of going to be in our faces, especially over the next few weeks leading up to that Taurus new moon on the 19th of May. But really, it's all going to play out, and you're going to understand why everything that goes down now had to go now down this way. You're finally going to get it, okay, once we hit October 14th. And this whole cycle that got kicked off with first that Aries double new moon solar eclipse comes to fruition, being, coming in with a bang with this, full moon energy. I mean, this is intense. The Scorpio full moon energy coming in with the lunar eclipse, big light and shadow. Okay. But this is a penumbral lunar eclipse. And this is important to note too. This influence is a lot more subtle. All right. So we have to remember this too, that yeah, there's shadow coming to light. All right. But the influence that has greater sway is really that light and what the light reveals and what it allows to come to fruition, which is not going to be clear for you until we get to October 14th, when this whole eclipse cycle that got kicked off with that Aries double new moon solar eclipse comes to full fruition. Right. Again, big Libra energy, really forward. Libras, you're really going to be feeling it right now. I know I got a lot of Libra in my chart and I'm feeling it. Okay. So I know it's coming forward pretty strong for everybody. But this is what I got. It's sort of like, it looks like, right now, I would say Earth, with this coming in reverse and it wanting to like move out of this energy, it's sort of like the guidance is you need to look at where maybe you've been operating behind the scenes and who you've been aligning yourself with behind the scenes, who you've been making kind of clandestine deals with. Is that the smartest arrangement? Are you really looking at the situation accurately? Are you realizing kind of like what is the price to pay for this? That's sort of what's coming forward. It's also about looking at where you might not have the most sound judgment in a situation. Maybe you've trusted the wrong people, and you would be wise to seek the truth in this situation before taking any further action. And I would say with that hidden card coming up in reverse the way it did, I would be especially mindful of getting into any kind of contracts. You would be better served by doing work on your own. So if you've been thinking of getting into some kind of business partnership, if that's something that's being presented to you and is being put on the table, the partnership energy is looking like it's really in the shadow, okay, with that 10 of diamonds coming up in the shadow. But when it looks like moving forward independently, that's in the light. So I really feel like if you got any kind of business that you're trying to develop, or you got an idea that's something that you feel like it could bring you a lot of profit, or it could sow the seeds of your like financial future, I think you need to like do your own thing with that. You might be getting pressure from somebody, maybe an investor, fire sign energy. That's just coming in really strong. Fire's influencing this situation in some way. They may be wanting you to move really fast. There's a hidden clause in that contract, like getting into that soul contract with that person. It can cost you. It can cost you everything you're building. So you need to be careful. Be very, very careful about business dealings. And you're really being advised to, stick with yourself. Okay. This is pre-Empress energy. So this message could be coming in really strongly for Taurus. All right. And we're all in the process of moving into that Taurus North Node. So it's definitely something to be mindful of. Do your own thing. Don't let somebody run off with your hard work and your ideas and your creativity. It's very important you protect what you're building for yourself. And it's also important that you protect your reputation, your standing in your community, especially if you're doing anything on a business level. So be mindful of who you're aligning with and how that can affect you long term, especially in the area of finances. It looks like there's going to be some kind of like difficult news coming forward around this. So be on the lookout for that. That's sort of where your awakening is coming this lunar cycle. Okay, let's go ahead and look at water. So water, you also got fire factoring strongly in your chart. I'm not sure how yet. Let's look at what you got here. You're at the crossroads in this situation. Energy's coming through a shadow. It's around a blockage. I feel like you're trying to block this fire, water. That's what I got. Some of you, you want to move forward very impetuously toward a fire sign energy. You're very tempted by a fire sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and yet you're having to restrain yourself because you know it's not in your best interest. This is a situation where there has been blockages in place with the Two of Spades coming up in the shadow. All right. This energy is coming up in the light. Okay. Maybe this energy blocked you. That's also possible. Could be fire has blocked water. It's interesting. What's the suppression going on there? That's kind of a dualistic theme. It came up for Earth too. I do see that the King of Clubs is covering this crossing card, that Two of Spades. Somebody is blocking this energy, and they are very fierce about them blocking this energy with that Two of Spades coming up in the shadow. This is like definite no energy. So let me find out what this is about. We need to fish into this a little bit. Give me some clarification on what's going on for water sign collective, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, in regard to this fire sign energy or trying to restrain some action. I can see it as that too. Like maybe there's an impulse you have, maybe you want to take some kind of action, but you know it's not in your best interest. And so you're really trying to hold yourself at bay. This could also be major grudge energy too, like not willing to give up your position in regard to a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The blockage is really heavy in this situation, and it's all related to shadow. It's pretty intense. This could be also water. You felt like a fire sign really did you wrong in some way, betrayed you in some way. Maybe you're trying to block this person from taking a certain action. Okay, I don't know. Let's have a look at this and see what's coming in clarity here. Joker energy coming up in the shadow. Yeah, this is somebody who moved funny. Okay, there's some kind, and look at the money piece again. There might be Earth connected to your situation as well, because that King of Clubs did fly over that Earth pile, and there's this similar theme with the money, something funny going on with the money, suppression energy from fire. This is related to some kind of separation with the Three of Spades. It caused a lot of heartache. Okay, this could be a case of divorce, maybe a divorce with somebody caused by a King of Wands. King of Wands energy is very independent, very independent kind of energy. This could have been a third party situation. Relationship ended due to third party interference. Now there's a dividing of assets. It's a little messy. There's something coming to light about this. This could also take place in business as well. Okay. This could be the same type of scenario. It's very interesting. Same type of scenario as came in with Earth. Okay. Somebody trying to like get their hands on money that's not theirs. All right. The big Joker energy. Whoever was the player in this situation, the tables are about to turn because this is coming in the light. Whoever thought they played somebody and got away with something that caused some kind of separation, maybe even a freezing of assets. I got that. Tables are about to turn. Look at this. 10 of diamonds, and it came up in the shadow in the earth pile, but it's in the light for water. Whoa. Somebody's going to owe you some money. Somebody's going to owe you some money. I just heard, bitch, better have my money. Oh my God. Somebody owes you some money. Somebody thought they got away with something. They tried to put your assets on hold. They tried to stunt your financial growth in some way. They interfered in something. There's romance involved in this situation, though. I believe there was a separation, and there's like something going on in this separation process where money is involved, and somebody thinks they're pulling a fast one, thinks they're freezing assets, thinking they're going to take more than their share of the pie, something along these lines. It backfires. It doesn't turn out that way. This is a case too where there was some kind of separation in a relationship that was caused by somebody here having way too many options. This is a lot of side pieces with the 7 of Hearts coming up in the shadow. Somebody belongs to the streets in this situation. Somebody is messing around with a lot of people. Somebody could potentially be a sex worker in this situation too. I got to call in everything as it comes in. Okay. So there's a lot of people out there in the collective. These things are front and center. It can be the dark side of sexuality with Scorpio. We have to remember this. Okay. Could be somebody had a sugar daddy or somebody was a sugar baby. I can see that. I can see that kind of energy too. Somebody might be making some kind of money in that way, there's something about this is, coming to light. Maybe somebody took advantage of you on that level too. I could see that too. Maybe somebody took advantage of you. Maybe they made a profit off of, I don't like that. This is somebody, yes. Oh, snap. Okay, this is not everybody's story, but for somebody, it might be coming to light that somebody used intimate photos, intimate videos to make a profit for themselves, unbeknownst to you. Maybe that's the freezing of assets element. Somebody here has something very it's very hidden. It's been like concealed for a long time. It's got like double life energy to me. Somebody's been living a double life, and somebody gets money in some way where, sexuality is involved. This might be coming forward. There might have also been a lot of money missing in terms of a couple who's been in relationship with each other for a long time, like a lot of money missing, not knowing where the money was going. Somebody's had somebody on the side, sugar baby, giving money to a lover, something's coming out about somebody had multiple options. This caused a separation, and there was some kind of manipulation involving money, trying to suppress money, trying to take more than their share, maybe earning money through sexuality. Yeah, this is definitely in the case of a marriage. There was a third party involved in a marriage or a very serious committed relationship. This was a betrayal with the 7 of spades coming up in the shadows. Somebody's been cheating. Somebody's been dipping. And somebody's been worried sick about this and feeling really in their head, and they've been asking questions about it. And their person's been telling them, oh, you're crazy, you're making that up. Like somebody's been totally gaslit around this matter. It's mind games. It's mind games, and there's multiple parties involved. This is like somebody's gotten too big for their britches. This is coming to light though. Somebody's been working with another for sure. It's coming to light. And in some cases, somebody's finding out that, they've been dealing with somebody who actually works in this industry, and that can be a compromising situation if you weren't aware of that, especially if the person doesn't use protection. Okay, so any clarification on this? Water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I believe in most cases, though, this is a matter where you're dealing with something in relationship, infidelity in a relationship. It's affected your finances, maybe because the person that they've been seeing, the mistress or their side piece, has been really benefiting financially. Yeah, look at this. This person thought they got away with it with the 6 of clubs coming up in the shadow. They felt like they had it all, they felt like they had it all, the best of both worlds. Something's coming out about this. It's not going to be the victory they thought it was. This is all coming out. And I believe that in actuality, when all is said and done, you get to come out, ahead in this situation. It looks like your finances are preserved, and there's something good that comes out the other side of this. For some of you, you pulled yourself out of a really toxic relationship and a really unhealthy cycle that you had been in for a long time with somebody who really worked you. They played a lot of mind games. They had a lot of options. They never would commit to you. They took advantage of you, financially. Otherwise, you really went through a hard time with this person. I think this person took you to some really dark places inside of yourself. I feel like you've done a lot of healing work. You've overcome that. This person may try to come back around. I feel you putting down hardcore blocks. Like, no way are you coming back in, because you're actually about to start a brand new cycle in love. And you're going to be connecting with somebody who really, can meet you where you're at and will love you and support and stand by you and have your back. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to feel like what you felt before in this old connection. You have this, you have this union coming in, or it's already here. This person's coming around because they see you're moving into this space. They see your happiness. They don't want you to have that. You've got to remember, this person, was in some way abusive, unhealthy, detrimental to your self-esteem in the past. I see you blocked it. Like, there's heavy blockage here, heavy, heavy, heavy blockage. And with it coming in around fire, it could be this person had a temper, or this person was really controlling, or this person was very selfish, or they were just a big old cheat, man. And it put you through it. It put you through it. And I feel like it also super rocked your stability. And you're just getting to the other side of that. But you could really lose everything that you built for yourself and you worked for if you entertain this energy, if you're the least bit tempted. I want guidance for water sign collective on that. Angels, what is the advice that you have for water sign collective in dealing with this energy? What guidance do you have for water sign collective in dealing with this situation? What guidance do you have for water sign collective in dealing with this situation? We see Uriel. I just saw Uriel peek out here, the tower. Yeah, there's a tower going to fall here. The fire of God. Isn't that interesting? There's that fire again. Disruption warns of disasters and aids in transformation. So I think what comes out can be very disruptive, and it can rattle you, okay? It can rock the stability. But it looks like you got help at hand that will assist you in this transformation process. What reveals is going to, really bring to light what was concealed, and it will change the way things play out, the way you move forward. It does look like there's some kind of transformation. To me, it looks like you're blocking an energy really hardcore, because you're understanding the way that it could really disrupt your happiness. And there's something about this. There's something about this that maybe you thought one time connecting with this person would have been like some reward. Hi, Tina. Welcome. Good to see you. Maybe you thought it would be like some kind of reward, or like, this is my person, or maybe even it was a competitive situation with the 6 of clubs. We do see there's like a lot of different people involved. You might have one time thought that this would be like what you wanted. I could see this as like sort of a situation where it's like, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. It's like maybe now you're getting everything that came with that, with this person. We see there was 7 of spades energy. So this could have been something that was hidden. It could have been, you know, it could have been, a situation at one point where you really fought for this relationship, but there was a lot you didn't know about this person. And as things have come to light, it's made you realize all the baggage also that you had to take on with this individual. It's really made things messy and a burden. And I feel like you're realizing it wouldn't have been the victory it seemed at one point to you. It isn't the prize you thought it would be. I do feel like this energy is still hovering around you, and I'm feeling like you're really wanting to block it, or you should. It's in your best interest. There's some kind of transformation taking place here. You might be pulling yourself out of a messy situation. You realize you bit off more than you could chew. That's coming in for some of you. Guidance angels for water sign collective and moving through this challenging aspect of this lunar cycle for them. Guidance for them. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, guidance for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I mean, we all have to pay attention to this as well, because we're all moving through that Scorpio South node. So it's something to be mindful. This is the energy in play. It sounds very telenovela. I get it, but seriously, it's energy in play right now. It's just the way it is when we're moving through this level of disruptive energy, paired with, all the shadow work, and things are needing to come up to be cleared out and come to a state of karmic balance. So before that happens, things are going to get real messy. It's not going to be pretty. And the best we can do is flow with it. Hardcore blocking. I have no love, no prayers, no nothing left for them. He's suppressing his own awakening. Yes, I'm getting payback for loving him. Sick, a baby bird crusher who smiles. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, even if, like, I think this is like such an important point to bring up, because even if you weren't the one, who was moving like this, there's still the piece that even in that situation, we all have shadow we have to own. Like when we did see red flags and we didn't act on it, or when our intuition told us something and we denied it, and kind of abandoned ourselves in the process. That's a lot to integrate too, None of this work is easy on anybody. But at the end of the day, even though what's happening is disruptive or it may look ugly, it all works for good, right? It's all about us taking accountability, doing the healing work we need to do, learning from the experiences, hopefully moving with more awareness in the future. I mean, we can hope, right? That's what we hope for. Guidance for water sign collective, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah, I feel like also I'm picking up just with this energy. I don't know why I'm picking this up, but it feels to me like this energy that needs to be blocked can be very controlling. Like it feels very, very controlling and almost like pressurized to me. Like somebody who can have a tendency to pop off, or somebody who can have a tendency to get aggressive or obsessive, something along these lines. Guidance for water sign collective. Spirit give guidance to water sign collective, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, moving through this situation. And in some cases where maybe you're wanting to settle a score, we got to bring it in with Scorpio energy, where you're wanting to get even. I feel like the counsel coming through is, let sleeping dogs lie. It's not about you exacting some revenge, because you might not like the backhand of that. There's something in this situation where things are a little bit convoluted, you know, and the best thing you can do is let the scales balance, let the tower fall, and then, you know, then sort through the rubble. Don't try to bring on a tower yourself, though. Bringing on a tower yourself can actually put you in an awkward position, and you might realize you've bit off more than you could chew. You might realize you're not as justified as you think you are. That just came through. Something to be mindful here. Communication, you'd be better to hold your tongue, okay? Seven of Wands energy, again, blocking energy. So you're definitely being advised to block this energy. Seven of Wands, Rael, the expected God, liberation, deliverance from enemies, both visible and visible, okay? So again, we know something hidden is being revealed. And I believe it's somebody that you once thought was like your end all be all, or you really trusted this person. You thought you were on the same team. Something gets revealed to you that you realize that you dodged a bullet back there. That's what I got. And you don't need to exact any kind of revenge. You don't need to take justice into your own hands. None of that. Like, it's very clear that, you know, you're going to come out of this, you know, with the happiness that's meant for you, you know. And if somebody was trying to cause problems between you and your person, you know, or break up your relationship, cause some kind of drama for you, that's not going to work. All right. But you got to let these people be outed. Everything is going to come to light. And then it's your job to, you know, stand up for yourself, put down your boundary lines with that Seven of Wands and not tolerate any BS, you know. Pretty clear. Looks like you're getting out of this, though. Looks like you're getting out of, I feel like a lot of you put yourselves in a very compromising position because you trusted the wrong person. You bought into some sweet talk. You saw the red flags. You ignored them. You didn't trust your intuition. This coming through super strong for Scorpio placements. Scorpios, when you don't trust your intuition, it screws you every time. I mean, that applies to everybody, but especially for you Scorpios, you know better. You know better. And the thing that can trip you up is, you know, when you know the truth, but then you try to talk yourself into ways that you can still dabble in this and maybe pull something out of it, that you have these transformational powers. I mean, your house has a lot to do with transformation, okay? But you can't always spin that magic. It doesn't always work like that. And sometimes the glamour that's casted is the glamour you cast on yourself and actually thinking you can rescue somebody who has no intention of, you know, changing who they are, because that's just who they are to their core. This coming through really strong, you know. It's about really protecting yourself in the future as well, with who you choose to let in that close, who you choose to give your intimacy to, and not doubting yourself when something doesn't feel right to you, no matter what somebody tells you about it. All right. You got to be able to trust yourself ultimately. That coming through very strongly for a Scorpio collective. But I feel it is a strong message for the collective in general because of the Scorpio South Node we're all moving through. And that is actually the most difficult karma to integrate, right? The most difficult karma to integrate is where we realize we really abandoned ourselves, or we didn't trust ourselves, or we failed ourselves back there by not listening to our own directive, you know? So this is really about understanding there's no need for revenge. It's not about anybody being a victim. Like, we put ourselves in these positions to learn certain lessons. And yeah, sometimes people do really cruddy stuff to us, you know, and they act out of pocket and they lie. But the thing is when you feel the energy's off, man, you got to trust the energy is off, and you can't listen to what somebody's saying. You got to read the room, and you got to read the person in front of you, and you got to pay attention to how they're moving, like what story is really being told. That's what matters, you know. So this is really a lesson for Water Sign Collective about, you know, you got to trust your gut. You got to trust your intuition, and understanding the price that is paid when you ignore that. I feel like that's what's coming through for Water Sign Collective very powerfully. hold the tongue. Hold the tongue. I know it's not easy. But you don't have the full story here, and you might actually be wanting to go after somebody, biting off somebody's head that you think is the source of all your problems, and there's something that hasn't been illuminated for you yet, and when it does, you'll be sorry if you did that, because it's going to smack you on the back of the head, like, what were you thinking? Okay, you need to see all the pieces to this puzzle. This is chess, it's not checkers, okay? And I think this is a case where somebody thought they had a firm grasp on a situation, but they've actually been played a little bit. And there's something you need to see here that you can't currently see. And it's going to come to light. And that's going to make you very grateful for just sort of letting things play out instead of being on the attack when you see how things pan out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the energy is intense. The energy is intense right now. It is. It's intense for sure. There's a lot going on. And we got to look if that's what's, really coming in so strongly with Scorpio. We know that this kind of energy, that's what's in the South Node right now that's needing transformation so we can rise up into that true sense of worth, value, that we're meant to by moving into the Taurus North Node energy, right? So we got a lot of work ahead of us. And, what comes clear so strongly through every time we've been doing readings recently in regard to the energies in play is the necessity to focus on ourselves. Focus on ourselves, focus on what we need to do, to get ourselves correct. It's not about worrying about balancing the scales with, somebody else's actions. That's their business, that's their path. We really need to pay attention to what's going on in our own lives, and what we do have control over, which is how we move, right? You can't affect how anybody else moves. You don't get to make those choices. That's their personal choices. And the actions we take, we're the ones who, have to own those actions, and they play out in our lives. Nobody's immune from that. Nobody is immune from that. So you can't like go and try to like, I don't know why I got this energy, but like you can't go in and like swing your dick around, in self-righteousness and put all the blame on somebody, because it doesn't work like that. Like we all have our part that we play, sometimes we see that love isn't being served at the table, and yet we still break bread with these people. Like, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? I mean, it's very plain talk, it's very plain talk. It's very straightforward. It's very real. That's the stinger side of Scorpio. And that's what's coming through in this lunar cycle and will be playing out, as things come to light and as things unfold this eclipse season, it won't be until October 14th, when we're well into fall, that we actually see what came out of everything coming to light right now. We'll be glad for it then, okay? We'll be glad for it then. We'll understand how necessary the disruption was. But right now, it's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel comfortable. Nobody's going to dig it, man. And we all have to just like kind of give each other a lot of like wide space, breathing room. Also give ourselves space, because the tendency can be to get really activated, it can be very activated during this time, right? So that's something to just be mindful of. All right, let's go ahead and have a look at fire, because fire once again jumped ahead in this read, as fire has recently. Okay, so I'm picking up that energy chomping at the bit. It is that Aries energy, Aries that handed the baton over, kicked off that whole eclipse season energy with that solar eclipse that came in with that double new moon. I mean, coming in with a bang, and Aries is getting ready to take over that North Node point um, in July. So there's a lot kind of coming to a head. It makes sense to me that that energy would be forward, but fire coming through very, very strongly. So let's see what's going on here. Ooh, okay. Now we understand why there's all this kind of disruption happening. All this disruption happening. We see that fire is moving toward wish fulfillment. Whatever was blocking you, fire sign collective, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and preventing you moving forward towards your fulfillment is getting out of the way. It's getting out of the way. And maybe this has had something to do with you handling some situations with some water sign energy, with some earth sign energy. You might have been dealing with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your situations, okay? These may have been players that you had unfinished business with. This may have been what was kind of blocking up the energy in your situation. I just say that because that fire significator, that king of clubs, it came through and it flew across. It came in with both of these preceding piles. So that lets me know if your energy is coming up in the light and if it's moving out of the crossroads and it's heading into action, you're heading toward wish fulfillment. You're heading toward that destiny. Something's lining up for you. You got something to celebrate. I feel like this is good karma coming through for Fire Sign Collective. I have to say that's what it's looking like right off the bat. Let's get some more info on that though, okay? Maybe you realize, Fire, that the problem that's been holding everything up for you and this sort of the karma you've had to own is that you knew situations were a hot mess. You knew you were dealing with some dumpster fires. You knew that it was up to you to kind of like handle it and get everything to sort of like calm down. But you kind of just like swept things under the rug, you know, maybe in favor of just kind of personal gratification, like, oh, I'll get to that later. I don't want to deal with that right now. I feel like you've recently started to take charge though. Like you're kind of like handling some business, I feel. I feel like you're handling business with water and earth. You also may have water and earth strongly factoring into your chart somewhere. I think if you do, you've definitely been feeling these situations really strongly. They're playing out in your life in some way. You probably will find some level of resonance in the earth pile and also in the water pile there. Okay. So you are a central figure in both stories. So fire taking the lead. And I do feel like there's some kind of actions that you've been taking recently to kind of address matters. And I feel like you've been very like taking the initiative. That's what I feel. You're getting things lined up that's leading you to a better place, leading to your wish fulfillment. Yeah, I feel like you were stuck for a long time. Something had you really blocked. Something also had you in your head and very confused with this 8 of spades energy coming up in the shadow. It was something that was really holding you back for a long time. Okay. You see that with the 4 of spades here. We got a queen of spades coming up in the shadow. This could be related to somebody that you are separated from. This could be related to an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Coming up in the shadow, this is a really pissed off energy, this queen of spades. Okay, this is someone who will just totally like slice your head off, man. This is an energy that's combative when it comes up in the shadow. You could be dealing with a really combative ex, somebody you cut something off from. Cut something off from. That's interesting. Cut something off from. Was it your wish fulfillment to interfere in something of an air signs? To put them on hold? That's an interesting way that's coming out. I could see that playing out both ways. Related to a marriage or a serious relationship with the 4 of clubs. For some of you, you were married or living with this person. There's something that's been on hold with this. 8 of spades to 4 of spades to queen of spades to 4 of clubs. all in the shadow. Something's been on hold and there's been some kind of confusion related to a Queen of Spades energy. This could be in relation to a marriage, some kind of separation here, but there's wish fulfillment coming in the light around this. I need clarification. Give me clarification on this Queen of Spades in the shadow. What's the story with this Queen of Spades in the shadow? What role are they playing? Give me clarity about this Queen of Spades in the shadow. What role are they playing in this situation? What's the truth about this Queen of Spades in the shadow? Maybe this person feels very angry that they are being held up. This is weird. Let's see. I'm getting kind of a lot of different messages in with this, so I need clarification about this person. Give me clarity about this Queen of Spades in the shadow. What's the truth about this Queen of Spades in the shadow? Let's have it out. What's the truth about this Queen of Spades in the shadow? Okay, I've got two cards. It looks like, nope, just one came up in the light. Six of Spades in the light. Six of Spades in the light. The truth about this Queen of Spades is that she moved away from something. She moved away from a situation where she felt trapped. That's what I got, okay? She felt trapped within a relationship. It looks like it's a relationship or a housing situation where she felt trapped. She felt very stuck. She felt like she was put on ice. She felt very confused. She's very angry. She's cold. This person's cold. It feels like this person felt like really like they got put through some mind games, some confusion. They felt held back in some way, like blocked, held back in some way. It's in relation to a relationship. Maybe a relationship got put on ice. They moved away from this energy in the light. That's the truth about them. With the Six of Spades, that's when you're wanting to move toward calmer water. You're wanting to move away from troubles. There's wish fulfillment in this, okay? Huh, interesting. Interesting. So for a lot of you, this is dealing with a separation, okay? It's a separation. Somebody's gone real cold on you. Somebody wants separation. Somebody is moving away. They're moving toward calmer waters. They're tired of feeling confused in this situation. They want their freedom. That's what it looks like with the Six of Spades coming up in the light. In some way, there's wish fulfillment here for you, though, fire signs. So let's see what this is about. And for some of you that are fire signs that have air strongly factoring in your chart, you may have your wish fulfillment to finally be able to move out of a situation where you felt really stuck and you were confused about how to move out of the situation because you feel like you didn't have what you needed. To move out of this situation has you moving into calmer water. It helps you move out of a really heavy time in your life. For some of you, this is related to a place that you've been living, like you're really not happy where you're living. You want to move. You haven't been able to move. You might want to move closer to the water, or you might want to move over water. Some of you are like, I want to move to another country. Could be, okay. Could be. Maybe some of you are just like, maybe some of you are going to get the opportunity to travel too. This opens up something new for you. I feel like you felt stuck for a long time. I feel like you felt stuck. And for a lot of you, this has to do with a relationship or a home situation where you felt stuck, you felt confused. You've been wanting to move forward to calmer water. Maybe you want to move forward to calmer water. You don't know how to move forward to calmer water. The person you're dealing with has gone really cold. You feel like they're totally detached. You feel like they're wanting to move forward. What's this wish fulfillment that's coming in for fire sign collective Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? What's wish fulfillment coming in for fire sign collective Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Isn't it hard though? It's hard to bring family all together, right? Sometimes that can be a real challenge. What is this wish familiar? Wish familiar? Somebody you want to get more familiar with? The wishes around somebody you want to get more familiar with. Maybe some of you have recently left a relationship. It's like done, it's dusted. This allows you to get more familiar with somebody you want to get close to. Maybe that's your wish fulfillment. There's this light energy that came out here. Yeah, six of clubs. Okay. This is like victory, success, happiness. Okay. What does this happiness look like that's coming in for fire sign collective, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Tell us more about this happiness coming in. Tell us more about this happiness coming in. I also feel like this is also coming through for the fire sign collective about needing to sort of like letting go of the heavy thoughts around the past or what was left behind or that relationship that didn't work or any of that. It's about letting go of the confusion as well. And just heading towards calmer waters, like not being in such a place where you feel so cut off from life. There's this feeling of really just feeling stuck that's coming through and feeling like there's just like no forward motion. And maybe you're realizing it's about you going out and getting it. You can't expect it to come to you. There's something about you taking the initiative and taking charge, and this is what leads you to success. I do feel like there's some kind of success. You consider it a personal win. It's wish fulfillment for you. It's being a little bit vague. What is this wish fulfillment? What is this success that comes in for fire sign collective, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? What does it look like? What does this wish fulfillment look like? Give us some clues. Give us some clues. Give us some clues. What is this wish fulfillment that comes forward? 9 of clubs in the shadow. You're getting rid of some big block in your life. Again, with the 8 of spades coming up in the light, you're realizing ways that you have held yourself back. Maybe you blamed issues in your life on other people. And what you're starting to realize is that only you could kind of take up that sword of truth and cut off what wasn't serving you and set yourself free, that you've held yourself back by stories you've told yourself. I'm getting that with the 8 of spades coming up in the light. I think this is ways that you're going to realize you've sabotaged yourself, ways that you have presented yourself, ways that you have presented yourself. That's interesting. Maybe you realize that you presented yourself in a certain way that it's given somebody the false impression of you, a false impression of you. Maybe you realize that this, kind of like held you back in a certain way. There's something coming to light here for you that's moving you forward, though. With the Jack of Clubs, you're moving forward very, very passionately, purposefully. All right. There's something here coming in with your energy where we got the 3 of Hearts coming up in the shadows. So I don't know. Is there a reason why this person is so cold? That's what kind of comes through. Is there a reason why this person has gone so cold that you were dealing with? It's somebody you're cut off from. There's a reason why they consider moving away from this situation a relief. They consider it some kind of like moving toward calmer waters, like life gets easier for them moving away from this. They feel stuck in this. They feel cold in this. It could be maybe maybe you like to play the field, or you were dealing with somebody who played the field a lot. Okay, this is like third party energy when we got the 3 of Hearts coming up in the shadow. Maybe also you realize that there's some ways that you've been holding yourself back from having the kind of healing you want to have, you know, having the true celebration you want to have. There's some kind of initiative you need to take place. This has something to do with the soulmate, definitely has to do with matters of the heart. With this coming up in reverse, but it's in the light, I feel like there's something you're wanting to resolve with somebody. A lot of you are heading towards a soulmate that you want to resolve something with them. I feel like you have a challenge in this regard, though, because I feel like this person has gone really cold and they're wanting to move away from the situation. Yeah, there's something about this that is in the shadow for you with the 8 of Hearts coming up in the shadow. You don't want this energy to go away. Look at Jack of Spades coming up in the light. Very interesting. Jack of Spades coming up in the light. There's something you need to communicate with the Jack of Spades. There's some truth that you need to speak. You presented yourself in a certain way. It gave a false impression. You view this person as your other half. Queen of Clubs coming up in the light. Fire sign energy. There we have true pair. So some of you are wanting to resolve a situation with somebody that you consider a soulmate. I think what's coming through is you feel like this person has the wrong impression of you. Maybe you came off really cold. Maybe you came off really guarded. Maybe you came off non-committal. Maybe you gave the impression that you were a playboy. Maybe you were a playboy or playgirl, maybe you were like, you know, entertaining options, with that 3 of Hearts coming up in the shadow. This could be a case of infidelity too. Or you could have been dealing with somebody who was keeping things very sort of like on the surface. They didn't want to go deep. There's something coming forward from the heart here, though, with the King of Hearts, coming up in the light, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, wanting to express emotions, wanting to find the balance with somebody, wanting to balance karma with another. Yeah, balance karma with another, with a soulmate that you did wrong. I see that. Or somebody did you wrong and they want to balance this out with you. King of Spades energy. There it is in the light. Okay. King of Spades energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Right. This is about communicating a truth. This is about clearing something up. I feel like somebody presented something in a false way. They didn't give the true impression of what they actually feel about a situation or about a person. Yeah, you were moving in the shadow. Look at this. King of Clubs in the shadow. Okay. Coming through very strongly for the masculine on that level. Okay. Masculines, you may have been playing the field. You may have been a bit of a player. There may have been a misunderstanding between you and somebody you were involved with. They took the connection more seriously than you did, or there was some false impression you made, or maybe you lied to yourself. Maybe you thought that the grass was greener on the other side. You wanted to keep your options open. You didn't put this person in a loop. Something, when with 8 of Spades coming in association with that Queen of Spades in the shadow, which is really an energy gone cold, gone real cold in a situation. 8 of Spades can be like mind games, mental manipulation. We see that those cards came in with the Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades felt stuck, confused. Okay. So maybe you realize that, you kind of presented some false impressions. There's something about wanting to find the balance. We got Jack of Diamonds energy here, coming to light. I think in a situation like that, it took a long time for you to see this and come to this conclusion. That's a real slow moving energy. You might put this person on ice for a long time. You may have thought this person would always wait for you. and that you could just go off, have fun, do what you wanted to do. And when you were ready, they'd be there like old faithful, just ready to welcome you back. And I think you have possibly the wrong impression in this situation. Picking that up for the masculine strongly because it's a queen of spades. It's gone cold. This person sees things differently. They feel like to move away from this, it gives them peace. It moves them into calmer water. There's definitely somebody in this situation that is wanting to work something out with somebody. And it's something where the person who's doing the approaching is well aware that they didn't move correctly back there, that they really did somebody wrong. They did somebody wrong by treating them as an option. They did somebody wrong by not telling them the truth of how they felt. They did something wrong by putting somebody on the back burner, thinking that person would always be there while they went out and had some fun, played the field. There's something about this that's coming to light. But it's interesting because I see wish fulfillment there. It looks like there's going to be some kind of wish fulfillment for you. Something comes through. What is the wish fulfillment that comes through for Fire Sign Collective in regard to this? I mean, for some of you, this is somebody approaching you that really did you wrong, man. They're owning up to it. They're willing to do the work. And maybe you do see this as your wish fulfillment, you know? I have to bring it in, you know, regardless of what anybody else thinks around you. I don't know why I feel compelled to bring this in. Maybe because of that Seven of Clubs energy, but regardless of what anybody else thinks around you. You know, you might have people go, oh, you're crazy to give this person another chance or whatever. You might have friends, family, you know, talking in your ear. You know, maybe you need to consider why. You know, why? What do they have in it in like keeping you from advancing towards this person? Like, what's that really about? At the end of the day, you might want to consider motives a little bit more strongly. I mean, for some of you, maybe this is your wish fulfillment. You just wanted this person to like wake up and smell the coffee and realize, you know, how important you are to them, or vice versa. Okay. But something about this is wish fulfillment. Somebody is willing to do some work. I want to get a little bit more clarity on that for you, Fire. What is this wish fulfillment? What does that wish fulfillment look like for Fire Sign Collective? Make it super clear, Spirit. What does that wish fulfillment look like for Fire Sign Collective? Fell on the ground. It's what they can't see right now. The wish fulfillment is in the loss. With that 5 of diamonds. You can't see it right now, but there's something about what is lost, what you lost, what at one point made you feel like you really missed the boat, like you missed out on something. You're going to realize that you are so glad that you missed out on that, because what comes through for you is your wish fulfillment. And it's interesting. It's like it's wanting to be cryptic. It's not wanting to give you specifics. I think you already know what it is. I think you already know what it is. Justice on the bottom of the deck. Big Libra energy with the air sign energy that came through for you, okay? Khalil, the invocable God. Justice makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. That's an interesting piece. Maybe there was manipulation in your situation. Maybe somebody lied to your person. Maybe somebody was playing mind games with your person that made them doubt you. Maybe they, you know, it could be either, you know, somebody was talking in your person's ear and they spread a bunch of rumors and gossip and BS, made this person doubt you, made this person think you were a player, made this person think you were cheating on them. That wasn't the case at all. Something gets rectified here, you know. Could also be that somebody told you your person was cheating on you, you know, some kind of manipulation happened here. It wasn't true. This person wasn't doing anything wrong. Somebody got blamed for something that they didn't do, And I believe it has something to do with gossip, you know, people talking in each other's ears, you know, spreading rumors, wanting to like kind of drive two people apart. That's what I got. Maybe block two people from being together, block two people from coming together. I feel like people got lied on in this situation. That's coming to light and justice prevails. I mean, you can't get better for this karmic cycle for that to come in. Justice prevails, all right? Looks good for you. All right, angels, any specific guidance for fire sign collective Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in regard to this and what will support them moving forward in the most empowering way in this situation and throughout this lunar cycle? Guidance for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius about finding this balance. Seven of Pentacles. Yes. Growth. Growth. Seven of Pentacles, Namamiya, the lovely God, discernment, general prosperity, the deliverance of prisoners. The deliverance of prisoners. So those who were kept apart from coming together, who were divided under false pretenses or because of rumors or gossip or BS. It could also be that somebody really was operating out of their trauma in a situation. Maybe somebody has a really like harsh past in terms of relationships. Maybe somebody has a lot of trust issues. Maybe this sabotaged the connection. There's something here about somebody was not seen accurately or didn't present themselves accurately. This is getting cleared up. The truth is getting known. There's some kind of coming back together between people or coming together between people who were kept apart. You're not feeling stuck anymore, okay? Something's coming to light. Something's coming to light here. You got help. Path's being lit up ahead for you, okay? So that looks really positive, but you got wish fulfillment on your way. And I believe it's for you. It's about coming together with somebody that you've been separated from unfairly. It looks like unfairly, unjustly, okay? But scales are balancing. So it looks like some good karma for you, all right? A lot coming to light there. That was a little bit of a, quagmire. It took a little bit of sorting that out. So I sort of feel like you've been dealing with that kind of a situation, fire signs. Somebody has really been confusing things, There's been a lot of kind of like going in circles mentally. I also feel like maybe you've been too pressurized in your situations. You've been holding in your feelings. You haven't been like really communicating what's been going on with you. Maybe what you haven't communicated has also created a certain level of confusion in the situation. Something's coming to light. It gets cleared up. All right. Air sign collective. This looks really good. You're in Queen of Diamonds energy in the light. All right. Done the work. Ready to reap your harvest. I got an energy of feeling tired, like wondering, is it really going to happen? Is it really going to happen? I think you know your worth. I think you know your value. I think you've had a lot of situations that you've been through that really reveal to you ways that you weren't always standing in that place. Okay. Queen of Diamonds is an energy that has done the work. Queen of Diamonds is really solid. You may also have a strong earth sign placement in your chart. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like this is you ready to rise up into that Taurus North Node. I feel like you've been doing some heavy duty karmic work. Okay. Let's get some clarification on this though. I think you're very focused on what you're building for yourself too. You're very focused on your security, your stability. You don't want to deal with promises. You don't want to deal with lip service. You're all about seeing things, seeing things plainly as they are. What's showing up, big show me kind of energy. And I think you're also putting your money where your mouth is. Like, I feel like you're really showing up very grounded. You're coming through very grounded for air sign energy. So that's good. That's good to know. Got some as above, so below energy coming in. I think maybe you're going to start to see some of the fruits of your labor. You're going to see some of the results of that hard work you've been putting in. It does show that you're heading into abundance and some kind of manifestation cycle, air sign collective. So let's see what else comes in here. We did have air come up in the shadow and fire sign collectives pile though. So I think maybe you had to get really angry, air. Maybe you had to get really angry at some point. Maybe you even had to get tired of your own bullshit at a certain point. Call yourself out, call yourself to the mat, admit to yourself ways that you were, holding yourself back, ways that you had held yourself back, where you didn't make the best choices back there, where you ignored what your gut told you, where you gave, too much wiggle room in situations where maybe you should have towed a harder line. I feel like, we don't learn about what has worth and what has value until we've had that compromised in our lives. And then we really start to understand. I'm feeling like time, energy. You didn't understand the worth of your time and energy. For some of you, this does have to do with your work. Some of you are going to be looking at how to restructure that during this lunar cycle. You're going to start valuing your time and your energy more. You're going to start valuing more where you invest your time and energy. You're not playing around anymore. There's this big, like, with that coming out in the earth sign energy with that air. No, you're ready to see the results. See the results. And when it comes to work, it's like, show me the money. Show me the money. There's this big feeling of like, I've done the work, I want to see the reward. Look at that. Yeah, I've done the work, I want to see the reward. Look at this 9 of hearts coming up in the shadow, okay? And look what's here. Queen of diamonds coming up in the shadow is so funny the way that's coming out. Okay, air sign energy, you're operating in duality, okay? And this is exactly what I was talking about. You realize how you've held yourself back from having your own personal fulfillment by being too invested in the wrong things. And only you can take accountability for that. All right. You were looking at things the wrong way with the 2 of clubs. Okay. You thought you had your sights set on the right horizon. You don't. And that's coming to light for you. You thought that this would be the best way to move forward, the best thing to invest your energy in. You thought this would be your wish fulfillment. You thought it would be your end all be all. You've had a hard time accepting it wasn't. You've had a hard time accepting it wasn't, it wasn't the new beginning you hoped it would be, with the ace of diamonds in some cases. You've had to completely revamp your business objectives. Some of you are really starting in new directions, or you're starting from scratch, or you're completely having to rework the way that you're moving forward in terms of how you invest yourself when it comes to your work, what you want to grow, what you want to develop. I also see it's coming in very strongly for you in matters of the heart as well. You feel like maybe a commitment didn't work out the way you wanted it to. You gave your heart to the wrong people. You could also have water sign energy and earth sign energy factoring strongly in this situation. For those of you air signs that have dealt with some kind of disappointment in a relationship, this could have been in relation to a queen of hearts or a queen of diamonds. That would be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be somebody that had water and earth strongly aspected in their charts. Maybe these are influences that created blockages to a hoped for beginning. All right, that's possible. We see that what was held back, and I do think there was an opportunity, there was something that was supposed to come in. It was held back in the past. We see that it was blocked because it's in reverse, but this is coming to light. Okay. And after that, what do we got? We got the 4 of clubs coming up in the light. So what was kept from coming into alignment for you before, air sign collective, is coming into alignment for you now. And that's reversing some kind of disappointment that might have been caused by third party interference, could have factored in water sign energy or earth sign energy. This was a previous disappointment, and it was caused by some kind of third party interference. Now that can be, a side piece. This could be, as kind of came forward in some of the piles, gossip. spreading rumors, somebody sowing seeds of dissension. This could be problems within a friendship circle. This could be any kind of situation where there's some kind of disruptive influence that prevents things coming together the way they should. This created a blockage. What you don't understand right now, though, is that the blockage was really necessary. I think you had a lot of frustration around this. Yeah, whatever was blocked, look at this. It comes forward now. It comes forward now. Your manifestations are coming forward now. So I feel like something you were supposed to receive a while ago, Air Sign Collectives, both financially and in terms of romantically, is being freed up. And for some of you, this is like a brand new beginning and it's a real strong foundation. And it's sort of like being able to have it all, being able to have the security, being able to have the financial progression, the growth, seeing your hard work pay off. And it's also finally having something come through in the love department. Somebody's on the same page. They want to come into alignment. They want to invest in this with the Four of Clubs coming up in the light and that Ace of Diamonds coming up in the light now. But we see it was blocked before. It was blocked before. Yeah, it was blocked before. The action was blocked before. Somebody's wanted to move towards you, fire sign energy, passionate new beginning. Okay. Also, this is in relation to business as well. Okay. I could see like this could be, somebody causing issues. This is interesting because this came up in fire sign pile too. Could be a masculine air sign that was operating in the shadow. Okay. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. Maybe this person was thinking with their wand. Maybe this person, had some kind of negative objective here. This could have been an energy you cut off too. You could have cut off this energy very coldly. I see this too. I'm feeling mirrors between air and fire in this situation. This could have been that a masculine cut off air, cut off air in relation to thinking that they were moving out of pocket, okay? Thinking they were fooling around, or this person was fooling around. Gotta pick what side you're on, okay? There's something that was harsh in this situation. With that King of Spades coming up in the shadow, that is a very that can be a very, again, a very cold energy, very cold. It's interesting. Something's come up in regard to passions, um, passions, sexuality in particular that's gone really cold. You might have cut off cookies, Air Sign Collective. You might have felt very guarded. You might even be in a position right now where maybe you're not even looking at connecting on that level. Maybe you really have some trust issues right now. Some of you might be celibate, or you might be with somebody where there's just like the sex has gone cold in the relationship because you suspect that they've been giving to another. I believe there was some kind of blockage here. Something's coming to light. Something's coming to light. Where you've been unsatisfied, or where some kind of action was held back, somebody wanted to move towards you. I feel like they wanted to move towards you passionately. Something shifts. This could also be in business. Somebody like was a business competitor. They wanted to block your forward progression. It's coming up a couple different ways. All right. I feel like for you, Air Sign Collective, this is happening not only in the realm of like finances and business, but it's also in relation to matters of the heart. You've had blockages. And I think that for a while there, you got real cold. This might be your biggest challenge with what wants to come through for you. It looks like things are turning around for you. Okay. You're getting things on a stable footing. You're finally going to see the results of your hard work. I think you scrapped something you were working on a business level. You just found that it just wasn't going anywhere. maybe you also kind of went cold to it. You lost your inspiration for it. I feel like you're revamping something. You're investing your energy in a different direction as far as your business objectives are concerned. This is going to be successful. It's going to pay off. It gets the kind of reward you're looking for. And I think you're looking for material reward. I think you're looking for material reward. You want to see the end result. It really looks like you've done a lot of hard work, and the energy is very cold though. I feel like a lot of you have been just sort of shut down in terms of like your passions, like when it comes to people. Yeah. When it comes to people, like you haven't been in this like energy where you've really wanted to connect on an intimate level. You may have been turning down some people that have come your way because you feel like they've just been like talking a good game. You suspect they just want to come towards you just, to hook up. You're not into that. You're really cold on this energy right now. And I feel like there's also been something that's happened where you had to kind of like block yourself off from other people. I'm picking that up. You've definitely had some queen energy around you that's been in the shadow. Earth and water. I think you're very cold in relation to this. Some of you feminines may have even had to move more into your masculine energy. You had to look at things very rationally. You had to take charge. You had to like be kind of brutal in some of the things you cut off. And I do feel there's a lot of the air sign collective that may be consciously practicing celibacy. They're holding off, connecting with anybody sexually because they don't trust the D. They don't trust where the D's been. That's what I got. They don't trust where the D's been. Yeah, they're not gonna get down to business. We're not gonna move forward. This ain't gonna work, with the Eight of Diamonds in the shadow until we get to discover, learn, and play everything that's going on in this situation. I think you're about to discover, learn, and play. You discover something, you like what you learn. You decide you're ready to play. You decide you're ready to move forward, okay? You're ready to come out of the cold. You don't want to be in this cold, cut off energy anymore. I think you're going to be surprised. I do want to caution you, Air Sign Collective, though, because I think you could really sabotage yourself right now by staying in that cold energy and being way too guarded. And then you're going to miss the boat. Something's wanting to come in for you where you were blocked before. Something's opening up, and it's opening up in your business objectives, financial increase, but there's also there's some kind of love opportunity coming around. There's something that was held back from you that you were supposed to receive. You've been going a long time, and you moved away from this with the Eight of Hearts. This was something you invested a lot of energy in, but you realized like, this isn't it for me. This isn't good enough. You got tired of feeling held back. You wanted something more. I feel like you've been trying to follow your heart. You've been moving forward. You built a bridge. You got over it. I feel like something's trailing behind you. Something's trailing behind you. King of Diamonds energy, Earth sign energy again in the shadow. Okay. This is somebody that you put in the shadow, perhaps. Look, yep. Because you thought that they were ruled by the D. You thought they were giving the D to someone else. You cut this person off. Could be somebody with strong Earth sign energy in their chart. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could also be somebody you were in a serious commitment with. You were in a committed relationship with them, but you felt like this person was stepping out on you. You felt like this person was cheating on you. You went cold in this situation. We know that. And there was betrayal here, for real, on the real, with the Five of Spades in the shadow. It's not your imagination. It's not all in your head. You know what's up. You know what's up. Okay, well, I know you need to get out of being cold though, because there's something that wants to come in for you, but you could push it away. You could block it. You could block your own blessing. You could sabotage yourself by being so scared, so scared that somebody is going to take advantage of you. I mean, I think you got to give yourself more credit. You got to trust your intuition. You got to know what feels right to you. You're going to know. I think as long as you stay in this place where it's like, show me, with the Queen of Diamonds, you came in knowing your worth and knowing your value. You came in with Queen of Diamonds in the light. Okay. So I think this is really about you, like, you gotta let people show you they mean business. For some of you, this is in relation to business, you know, it is. It's in relation to what you grow. Maybe you also need to, maybe some people thought you were down for the count, they saw you were trying to grow something. They didn't think that you could make it. You might have even had some people that, were in one way, shape, or form, uh, creating blockages to that success, maybe speaking bad about you, what you were doing, taking advantage in some way, or just not being very supportive. It's got, kind of like, just sort of like, it's got a little bit of unfair competition kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up around it. And I can see it applying in both ways, business and in love. Unfair competition. I don't think that you wanted to be in competition. I don't see that around your energy with the Queen of Diamonds and the light being your significator coming out. I think you've been focused on yourself and you've been really wanting to, be in a solid place for yourself. And I think you had to really look at how you invested in things that just weren't in your best interest. And now the worst thing you can do is invest in this grudge energy and invest in like keeping yourself closed off, staying in that place because it looks like things are about to turn around for you, but you could block it from coming in if you stay in that position. Could you just give a further highlight? What is coming in for Air Sign Collective with this lunar cycle? If they can just like stay open and not like go cold, you got to clear out some coldness. You got a little hard line right now. I feel like you need to soften some of those sharp edges a little bit. And I get it. But there's something here that you need to just like kind of like just temper it a little bit. I think you're really like quite combative. You might even be very combative with your words this time. Okay, so be careful what you say, because words once said, they can't be taken back. So you got to be mindful of this, Air. There's something that wants to come in for you, and you don't want to blow it. All right, you don't want to blow it. And you might be dealing, with an air sign coming towards you also that's speaking some truth to you. This is a person who maybe they were operating, out of pocket in the past and they want to clear things up with you. Okay, that's interesting as that came out. Yeah, we see that King of Diamonds energy. For some of you, this is somebody you were in a business partnership with or you were in a committed relationship with. They were in the shadow. They came up in the shadow before. They're coming up in the light now. Okay, this was somebody who left you out in the cold in the past. You might have even felt financially ripped off by this person with the Joker in reverse. They did something funny with the money, okay? So I see this really coming forward in a business capacity. I think there's been certain blockages put in your path in that regard, and something's coming to light. I also feel this is about some of the things, again, that you were investing in or maybe working for other people. You have to kind of like have faith in yourself. Queen of Diamonds is a very independent energy as well. You have to take the risk if you want the reward. You have to take the risk. You can't stay in the safe zone. You got to throw your hat in the ring. I also believe a lot of this has to do with having confidence, Air Sign Collective. Work with the positive side of the Uranus energy. I feel like you need to take some risks. One of the biggest risks you need to take is you need to like let down your guard a little bit. You've gone a little cold. You might not realize how cold you've gotten. You might be coming off as a bitch to some people. I have to be honest. And I get it. You've had to be kind of strong. It looks like you've been dealing with some mess. But if you stay in that stance, you're going to block what wants to come in. I feel like there's somebody that's making things right. Something's coming to light. Somebody is wanting to invest in you. It looks good. I think you're getting somebody who wants to invest with you on a business level. Somebody sees the work you're doing. There's some kind of reward coming in here. Something's coming into alignment. Do be careful in regard to this, though. If you dealt with funny business in relation to this in the past, it's great that this person, wants to make things right with you. All right. This may be somebody in some cases giving you something they owed you, money they owed you, that wasn't forthcoming in the past. It comes through for you now. All right. They're making it right now. I would be reticent about getting into business with this person, though. I would, because, this person may think that, they can kind of like come back around and work it out. And then it'll end up like kind of the same way again. I see there's the propensity for this person to like take advantage of the situation. They may be presenting that they're like really got your best interest at heart, that kind of thing. But there's some ulterior motive. I think you're going to see through it. I'm picking that up for business very strongly. I do pick up, though, in matters of the heart, that somebody is ready to commit. Somebody wants to seal the deal with you. But you could block love. You could block love and what you've been wanting, if you're in a position where you've gone so cold. You can't even give somebody a chance to show you what they're about. Don't look at situations through eyes of the past. Love is never safe. It always takes a risk. In business, looks like there's something coming your way. I feel like it's finances that you were supposed to get, something that was held up financially, or growth that was hindered financially is coming through for you. That's a really good thing. But in terms of getting into any kind of binding business agreements with somebody, I wouldn't do that. There's something funny there. You might want to have a closer look at that, have a more discerning eye. Okay. Could be, yeah, I picked that up very strongly, especially with that King of Spades coming up in the shadow. That could be like some kind of legal document, like a contract, something along those lines. No, don't give away your baby. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater and promise of getting some big cash payout either. Okay, be live to that, air sign collective. You could really sabotage yourself. Protect what you have grown for yourself. Don't cut somebody in now. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful of that. Just be mindful of anybody you partner with, that it feels good, and be very careful about signing any kinds of legal documents. Understand what the motivations might be, and stop investing in anything that doesn't feel right to you. You got to take that away from what you learned in the past and the cycle you just went through. And it's okay. You can let down your guard as long as you just remember to trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust the vibe you're picking up, the what your read is of the room, of this person, this situation. That's how you screwed yourself in the past. You didn't trust yourself, and you shot yourself in the foot. Okay, yeah. See, look, Two of Swords in reverse, bottom of the deck energy. It's like, please, will you stop blocking what wants to come in for you? You're blocking it, Air. You're blocking it. You've gone too cold. You need to work on kind of like softening, opening up a bit, moving a little bit more into trust space. Two of Swords, Amiel, God, Lord of all virtues, breaking the circle, lifts opposing barriers, brings victory. You're like blocking this. It wants to come in for you right now. You gotta set yourself free by trusting that things can be different. You know, things can be different. Good things can come in for you, but you can sabotage it by just automatically thinking that it's just going to be more of the same. So don't blow it like that. Okay, angels, guidance for air sign collective in moving through this lunar cycle in the most empowering way. What do you want air sign collective, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius to know moving through this lunar cycle, so they can move through this time in the most empowering way? Guidance for air sign collective in moving through this lunar cycle, angels. What do you want them to know? Obviously, air signs got to work on, softening speech too. Softening speech, also give people a chance to, like, you know, put you in the loop and illuminate their side of things. I feel this too. I feel like you're blocking that. Like some of you just don't want to hear it. You don't even want to hear what some of these people have to say. But that could actually work against you. That's what I'm picking up. That's what I'm picking up. Oh lordy. All right, air sign collective. Come on. What do they need to know, Spirit? Okay, there we go. Take. Flew right over fire. Queen of Cups. Yeah, open up your heart. You got to soften a little bit. You got to get back in touch with, you know, your feeling nature. You kind of like, you've cut that off for a bit. You need to open up your heart again, soften a little bit. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy as well. You might have water signs strongly aspected in your chart. This is also being aware of your subconscious motives. This is being aware of how the shadow of everything you've been through, you know, can influence your ability to really be able to receive what wants to come in for you. So there's some last little clearing bit, you know, to do of this shadow cycle that you've been through. You really need to like just clear it out because look what's coming in for you. Pahalia, God the Redeemer, redemption serves against enemies of religion, governs chastity. I do believe though, there's this piece here. You all are not, a lot of you aren't giving up the cookies. You want to see that whoever is coming towards you on a romantic level, that they are for real. You want to see that they're legit. You don't want to be taken advantage of in this way again. I feel that. But it looks like there's some kind of redemption coming through for you. And I got this because it did come up in fire signs pile a bit. And you just flew over fire, where somebody was trying to talk about you behind your back, spreading gossip or rumors. I'm noticing the rings here. Okay. So it makes me think of commitment, makes me think of marriage, where somebody was spreading gossip, you know, saying that you were out, you know, fooling around, cheating, is anything along these lines. Says governs chastity right there. That ain't the truth. I feel like you've really been focused on yourself. You've been in your own lane. You've been doing your own thing. You've been building for yourself. There's some kind of redemption that comes through. So soften your heart, okay? Try to dissolve some of that anger. Do some release work around that, you know, start to warm things up a bit. If you still got anger, you know, maybe get some exercise in, you know, blow off some steam. It's so important. Get yourself some breathing room, you know, before you pop off. Like, just take a moment, try to stay out of reactiveness. And as people come forward towards you to communicate, you know, hear them out. And if you need some time before you respond, then do so. Okay, do so. That's very important. It's hard to listen to people when they are verbally violent. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is. But you know already if somebody's coming at you that way, then that's not the person that's coming in here. Because whatever is coming in for you, it's a new beginning in love. It's a new beginning in love, and it's somebody that's committed to the process. Okay. So that's a pretty clear clue. It's like Captain Obvious. If somebody's coming at you and they're verbally aggressive, you know that's an energy to block. And this is about air again, being able to trust their intuition and being able to read the room. Like you'll know what you should let in and what you shouldn't. And see, doubting this and being cold and closed off, that's actually like you not trusting yourself to know the difference. You do. And the whole reason when you went through so much shadow stuff back there in the first place is because you knew the truth in situations and you ignored it and you stayed put. And that's your piece to hold. And sometimes that's the hardest karma to integrate when you know that you abandoned yourself back there. You know, you didn't trust yourself back there. And that's what caused all these issues for you, you know. But then there's also this piece here too, right? There's this piece here too, that somebody's been lying on you. I got that. I think there's been some rumors spread about you. I think there's been speculation about your personal life. I think there's been speculation about your sexual Your sexual life, which is really nobody's business. Nobody should be talking about that. Okay. There's been some kind of gossip around this, and there's been some kind of deceit there, but we see that governs chastity. All right. I don't see that where you've been in a relationship and somebody lied on you, spread rumors about you to try to drive a wedge between you and your partner. The truth about that's coming out. So something's being rectified here. It's just important for air, wherever you got air in your chart, check it out. It's important for you to start to like soften a bit, not be so combative. So important. All right. And let me get one overarching theme card for the collective. Let's see. Let's go ahead and work with this Halloween oracle. That feels appropriate for this full moon in Scorpio. So for all these, elementals, you just got to check out where you got them in your chart, and that can help you understand how these messages are speaking to you. For air sign collective, we're looking at the need to like drop defenses around the house of Gemini, which is all about communication. Okay. To be aware of how we communicate, to soften our communication, to give ourselves space, breathing room if we feel like we're going to be reactive. Right. Lots of ways that we can block communication, maybe that needs to come forward. All right. That piece too. Also speaking what we have to say, speaking our truth without being unnecessarily harsh, okay, this piece. And then when we're looking at Libra, that's 7th house. So this is about us dropping our defenses in matters of the heart, in relationships, be open to healing. Be open to love on the other side of loss. Be open to letting another in your heart again. Understanding that love will always be a risk. There's no way to have safety in love. There just isn't. It's always a risk anytime you open up your heart and allow yourself to be vulnerable to another person. So this is about being willing to take a chance again. Okay. And then when we're looking at Aquarius, we're looking at the 11th house. That's all about your friends, your network, your community. And I feel a lot of that has to do with business matters, how you're presenting yourself, how you handle challenges that come up in business. Maybe some of you are doing a lot of revamping around how you present yourself, online. Some of you are branching out into online work. And it's really about getting a clear idea of what's your truth? How do you want to move forward in that regard? What is your message? What are you putting out there? And I feel like you're needing to get very clear with that. There's something about getting very clear with your offering. I got that. For those of you getting into any kind of online business, it's also about really like presenting yourself in a very direct way. I feel like people are wanting a lot of direct in the collective. They're wanting direct, they're wanting real, they're not wanting ambiguity, they're not wanting smoke and mirrors, they're wanting to know what's what up front. So I feel like you're bringing more of this edge into your business dealings, really making things simple, streamlined, upfront, clear. And this is what lines you up with success. Okay, that's for the whole collective. Overarching theme for the whole collective, all signs during this Scorpio full moon eclipse cycle. These influences that are going to be felt all the way until October 14th, really impacting the sign of Libra very strongly in that regard. Libras, I just got to dial it in again, where you've really felt like dealt a raw hand. You are going to understand everything that's coming to light now, that has come to light for you recently. You are going to be so grateful for it when you understand how everything comes out in the wash come October 14th. What you can't see now, you'll be able to see clearly then, and you'll recognize that this was a reroute for you, all right? A reroute that actually put you on the fast track to where you're meant to be, all right? So a bit of a wicked blessing energy in play there, okay? Collective, overarching theme for the collective. And I'll watch this playback. I'll get timestamps up for you all. Those of you who watch it, you are free to leave timestamps, in the comments, and I'll compile them all as well. It takes a village. It takes a village. Speaking of a village, thank you for all the support. I really appreciate all of you. All the support you give the channel, to all the subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. It helps get the messages out to more people. And I appreciate all the interactivity. Yeah, skull of light, illumination. All right. And I love the skull energy. It really makes me think of that big Scorpio energy. It makes me think of endings. It makes me think of old stuff kind of coming to light. It makes me think of the hidden. It makes me think of everything 8th house, right? So this is about endings. This is about, old stuff. This is about grudge energy. This is about looking at the bones of our situations, the old stuff that has really kind of like held us back, kept us in a state of, being at the crossroads, not being able to move forward. There's a lot of old shit coming to light right now, and it's going to be the very thing that lights our way forward. So be prepared for the illumination and do your best to ride it out. I'm right there with you, collective.